Hello and welcome back to my favorite people, and thank you very much for watching this lecture video. In this lecture, I will be talking about nucleophilic addition reaction of carbonyl groups. So any carbonyl group that you pick is going to have a pi bond. That means it's unsaturated, and because it's unsaturated, it can get involved in a nucleophilic addition reaction. The carbon that will be attacked, we call it the electrophilic center, the carbon of the carbonyl group. It has a partial positive charge, and it will be looking for a negative charge or a lone pair, a species that carrying that negative charge, or the lone pair, we call it the nucleophilic. Now, you can play with the rate of the reaction, or say ratio of the different product that you might get by electronic and steric effect, or maybe the condition of the reaction by itself. Now, I want to talk about the condition of the reaction. I can actually run the reaction under acidic or basic condition in the presence of strong or weak nucleophilic nucleophile, and I want to see what's the mechanism in each case, and then like what do I need to be worried about it, or think about it ahead of time. And before I jump and go through the mechanism, I want to remind you a couple of things about the acidic and basic condition. Imagine you have a base like CH3NH with a negative charge that's gonna react with water because it has a negative charge. It will take H plus from water, and it will turn to CH3. Then N will have 2 hydrogen, and the charge it will be neutral. And another one, we will have OH with a negative charge. So in a basic solution, and any positive charge, it will be neutralized, and it will turn to either neutral or negative. And the dominant species inside the solution, it will be a particle with a negative charge, or if like in this case, because it's an aqueous solution, it will be OH. So this species, it will be dominant, and we will have it inside the solution. So I'm going to say the solution will be basic because of this. Now, any positive charge that you may get, it will be neutralized. It will turn to 0 or negative charge. So write this: you cannot have a positive charge in a basic solution. Okay. Now, if it's an acidic solution, the acid very soon it will give H plus to water or to the solvent, and it will turn to NH. This time with 3 hydrogen, the charge will be 0, and then say plus hydronium ion, or technically the H plus or the proton. Now, this species it will make the solution acidic. So I'm going to say in acidic solution, if you start with a particle that has a negative charge, that negative charge it will be neutralized. It will turn to 0 or a positive. Okay. Again, in acidic solution, we cannot have any particle with a negative charge, and that negative charge it will turn to positive. Okay, either neutral or positive. Okay, so keep those in your mind. And now let's go after the mechanism. Okay. We said we can have a basic or acidic condition. In a basic condition, the nucleophile, the strong nucleophile that you have, it will attack carbon, and carbon is electrophilic carbon because it's looking for electron density. It will find it inside the nucleophile. We'll have addition. Now we get oxygen with a negative charge. What will happen to oxygen? Oxygen is not going to be stable. So very soon it will attack any acidic H, and it will find that acidic H in water. And so it will take that acidic H. It will turn to OH. And now what do we get plus this product? Water will turn to OH minus. Okay, so we get a base technically. As you see, the charge now here for our product is 0, and for water, so for OH it will be minus 1. So we can't have any positive charge. Now, first step, addition happen on the electrophilic carbon. Well, in acidic condition, if you are dealing with like a weak nucleophile, remember you can't have a strong nucleophile in acidic condition, because a strong nucleophile it will have a negative charge or a lone pair. Okay, and then a strong like the lone pair that is really accessible. In acidic condition, you can't have a strong nucleophile, because the nucleophile very soon it will be protonated, or it will get H from the acid, and this is what's going to happen in acidic condition. Carbonyl, it has oxygen with 2 lone pairs. This time oxygen, not carbonyl, not carbon. Oxygen will go after acidic H, and it will generate a species that it has oxygen with a positive charge. So highlight oxygen. Oxygen now has a positive charge. What will happen to carbon? Carbon is going to feel more pulling effect from oxygen. So the positive charge on carbon, it will get exaggerated. Now that it's exaggerated, it will be really thirsty of electron density. It will be a strong electrophilic center. And yes, our nucleophile is not a strong nucleophile, but because we are really short of electron density on carbon, the carbon that I'm going to highlight, this carbon, because really short of electron, it will go and find that electron density, or that lone pair, on a weak nucleophile. Now, we got we added the nucleophile to carbon. Carbon got acted, and very soon that pi bond it will move to oxygen, and it will give us neutral oxygen. Now, the carbon, it has four substituents, so I'm going to put the star on it, and I'm going to say we might get a chiral center. It depends what, like you put here. In this case, they are identical, so it's not a chiral center. But if I call this one R, and I want to call it R, and let's say, this one R1, and that is R2, I mean, they are not identical. In that case, you can have a chiral center. That means you can have enantiomers. Okay. Now, in acidic condition, the first step is going to be protonating the oxygen. When you protonate oxygen, you will get a carbon with a positive charge. And that carbon, it will find technically a lone pair, or it will go after nucleophile, and the nucleophile will be added to it. Now, the question is, what will happen to the product after after the nucleophile joined the carbonyl group? Okay, is it going to be stable? Yes or no? And that's the subject that we want to go after it. So imagine you have this molecule and you add the strong acid like HCl to it. And so I'm going to say the oxygen will go after this acidic H. It will take H, and so I will have H there, one lone pair in oxygen, then I got a positive charge here. Now, what will happen to the chloride? The chloride, it will have four lone pairs technically, because it will take those two electrons. Now, chloride, it has a negative charge, and that's going to be our nucleophile. And if you look to oxygen, like oxygen used to be neutral. Now it has a positive charge. And because it has a positive charge, the partial positive charge on the carbon or the electrophilic center is going to get exaggerated. Now we can have addition of the nucleophile to the electrophilic center. So that's going to be our nucleophile. And now if we add the chloride to it, we get this. Okay, we get the chloride that attached to carbon there. What will happen to the pi bond? This pi bond, it will move and will show up as a new lone pair on oxygen. So oxygen is going to have two lone pair, and of course we have hydrogen attached to it. Okay. Now, what's the charge on oxygen? It will be neutral. So this molecule, it's really stable. But the problem that we have, Cl is a good leaving group. Okay. Cl is a good leaving group. Okay. So I got this product. Okay. And I want to know whether it's going to be stable or not. Okay. Because the chloride is a good leaving group, this reaction might happen, and chloride maybe will leave the system. So I'm going to say next step, this one, which is the product, it might go through, this product might go through some additional chemical reaction. I don't know why it's not copy pasting it. Okay, so we have this chloride and OH there. Now, if we lose the chloride, okay, if we lose the chloride will take the two electrons. And now what will happen to oxygen? Oxygen, it has two lone pair. It will share one of the lone pair, and it will give us this species. Plus Cl minus. And this one also, maybe it will lose H plus and turn to such a compound. Okay. Where did we see this compound? That compound is the starting compound. Forgive me. That's our starting compound. So in the presence of good leaving group, the reaction maybe will go back and it will favor the starting compound. So I'm going to say this: if your living group is a really good living group, the reaction will go backward and it will favor the the ketone instead of the final product. And this one, it will be the dominant technically species inside the solution. Okay. Now let's practice some example. I have hydride. Okay, I have H minus. That's a strong nucleophile. How do I know it's a strong nucleophile? Because it has a negative charge. So that's a hydrogen with two electrons on it. So this is going to be equal to H minus. Hydride, because it's a strong nucleophile, it will attack carbon, not oxygen. Remember, oxygen, it has two lone pairs, and oxygen is stealing electron density from carbon. So oxygen already has extra negative charge, while carbon, it has a partial positive charge. Okay, so first step of this reaction is going to be adding the hydride to the carbon. And then we move this one there. We get oxygen attached to hydrogen. Oxygen used to have like used to have two lone pairs. Now it will get the third one, so it will have -1 charge. Next step, we need to have acidic H so that oxygen will go after it, and that's going to give us such a compound. Okay, how about the number of lone pairs? We'll have only two lone pairs in oxygen. So first step of this mechanism, it will be addition of the nucleophile. And hydride is a strong nucleophile. So hydride or H minus will attack B or carbon, the carbon of the carbonyl group. And so I'm going to say first step is going to happen on carbon B. And next step, you will get oxygen with a negative charge. So you want to neutralize that one. You need to have an acid. You add acid to the solution, or you make the solution acidic. You can't have acid and base at the same time. That's not going to happen. You will add the nucleophile first. You let the reaction to happen, and then when you get like this product, you want to neutralize it. So you will add H to the solution, acidic H. And next step, the acidic H will be taken by oxygen, which is atom A. So I'm going to say this is going to be the correct answer for the second part of the question. And how about, like a Grignard reagent? A Grignard reagent, you have carbon that's attached to metal, and so I'm going to say carbon will have a negative charge, while the metal, it will have a positive charge. Okay, again, negative and positive charge there. And because we have a carbon with a negative charge, we're going to have a strong nucleophile. Okay, so anytime you see a metal attached to non-metal like carbon, be sure that you are dealing with a strong nucleophile. So I'm going to say I'm dealing with a strong nucleophile. Okay, so because we have a strong nucleophile, first step of the reaction, it will be this. Okay, addition of the nucleophile. The nucleophile, I will add it here, and this is going to be CH2, CH3. I do have hydrogen here, and what will happen to oxygen? Oxygen will take that, pi bond. It already has 2 lone pairs, so I'm going to say 2 lone pair. Now we will get 1, extra lone pair on it, so it will have a negative charge. And if you add the H plus to it, next step, not H minus, because already it has H minus, it has negative charge. If you add H plus to it, next step, you will get this product. I need to rearrange it. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3. Okay, and then we have hydrogen here, and this is going to be CH2, CH3, and here we will have OH. Okay, so first step, addition of the nucleophile, and next step, we add H plus to it. And this one is aldehyde. Now, what will happen if I change it to ketone? If I change it to ketone, mechanism is not going to change. It will be the same. And because you are dealing with a strong nucleophile, so I'm going to say first step of the reaction will be something like this. Okay, you will add the CH3 down there, and oxygen is going to get extra lone pair. We will take the pi bond. So now oxygen, it has a negative charge. Next step, we need to add the positive, add the proton to it, or H plus, and oxygen is going to go after H plus, and it will turn to this final product. Okay, let's highlight the alcohol. Okay, and first one, we started with aldehyde. The alcohol we got is sitting on a carbon that is a secondary carbon. So I'm going to say this alcohol is a secondary alcohol. Well, when it comes to ketone, we run the same reaction, the mechanism exactly similar to the the aldehyde, but the final product will give you a tertiary alcohol. So this is the difference between them. If you run a Grignard, then if you run a nucleophilic addition, and by using Grignard reagent, aldehyde will give you a secondary alcohol, while ketone will give you a tertiary alcohol. And this is going to be the end of this lecture, and thank you very much.